If you watch now, you can see loads of bees. This was a swarm issuing, and they were circling far and wide above, but they seem to have circled back down and come back onto the hive. Quite a good number of bees. I was getting close in to see whether I could spot the queen amongst them and coming out, perhaps, but not been the case so far. I'm still looking in case I'm lucky enough to spot her. I have a cage in my hand. That would be the ideal result to a swarm coming out, is catching the queen immediately when you take control of the rest of the bees, and realising slowly that the veil I've got on has got a hole in somewhere. I know, covered in bees, but they're all crawling on the inside of my veil now. I don't particularly like the sensation of them crawling on my face like this, but sorry, just one of us on my eye. See, but if you look right down here now where the entrance is, loads of them. Releasing the pheromones. So it's in the air. Nasal gland. Releasing the pheromone, and the numbers coming back quite largely and then back into the hive. So presuming the queen changed her mind. Not really good weather to swarm in either, but something set it in their mind that they were going out swarming. We don't know all the signs and what the actions are within bees that provoke certain things. We know how they swarm, and usually the reasons why, but we don't know all the signals they send within the hive. But from this, I'd say they're not swarming today anyway. What are we on now? What? 4:30 afternoon, midday, on 2 o'clock. And the heat of the day is the main swarming time, but they can swarm any time of the day, really. This looks like they've returned. Whether the queen's amongst these, I'm not sure. As you see, between trying to look amongst the clusters, well, I have most of the clusters there, because you can't see through the depths of the bees when you get them on your hand like this. Oh, perhaps too many that time because it got dropped, but they'll find a way. But when you see the bees now, see them running, as you spread your hand out, the bees sort of spread and move more, so more chance of spotting the queen if she is amongst them then. Plenty of drones here, which is usual. Perhaps not as many as if there'd been a virgin queen. who knows? They slowly make their way off my hand again. It's easy enough to shake them off and then go into another cluster. Right. The bees are generally okay. I perhaps shook them a bit hard for being so close then, but most of the bees I have are of a good temperament and in swarm mode behave as good as ever. They're not a bit different here because they haven't actually swarmed and gone. They're still within on the hive. But normally they're not defending a hive when they swarm, but that's perhaps not the case here. Because the queen's still within and this is still there. But when they have got into swarm mode though, the behaviour is better and they're not generally defensive. For beginners I perhaps wouldn't guarantee that or adopt the no gloves approach, but there's no way you can feel your way through the bees and do things like this and do a lot of the manipulations when you've got thick padded gloves on. You can wear the thinner nitrile gloves, but your hands just get sweaty and I don't find them. It makes a big difference between that and bare hands, but some just like the extra barrier. I'll step back now because I've got a huge number of bees on the back of me, obviously being this close and in front of the hive, all the flying bees returning now. A lot of the flying bees are on my back, so I'll step away now and then see if I can see what's going on.